Alright, check. Here we go again for another video on the Hard Gains podcast. My name is Adam. I go by Coach Hard Gains because that's the name of my coaching platform. I've been coaching bodybuilders and recovering addicts for well over 20 years. And I'm going to get straight to the point of today's video. Dylan Mcknight. Gosh, man, this kid, I've been putting this podcast off for quite a while because I'm very anti-bullying. I hate bullying, I hate bullies, and I literally spent many years of my life defending the bullied from the bullies. So I don't like attacking anyone or coming out, but I just can't take it anymore. I can't take this kid anymore. Dylan Mcknight, just shut the f*** up. You're driving me crazy. Your videos are fucking nonsense. You come out and you roll your sleeves up and you try to push your arms together and you clench your jaw so that you can look like you got a bit of jaw. And then you try to spew nonsense. That's fucking ridiculous. Telling people, oh, chicken and rice isn't going to get you big. You fucking idiot. First off, let's get this straight. Dylan Mcknight is not a hard gainer. Maybe you were a skinny kid for a while because you were overactive, played some sports, did your flips, burnt some calories, and only ate cereal and macaroni and cheese. You were a homeschooled Mormon kid, and listen, I guess that's not really an attack because I grew up Mormon. I was raised Mormon. I've been Mormon my whole life. But you are just a pick me simp. And you're looking too desperate, buddy. You gotta stop. All your fucking videos trying to sound so smart, trying to sound like you've got all the information that no one else ever had. Like, well, I don't know why nobody tells you guys this, but chicken and rice isn't gonna get you big. You fucking moron. Chicken and rice is literally the key to get you big. To get you big properly. I feel bad for this video, but I just can't take it anymore, okay? I can't because Dylan Mcknight is putting out poor information. Dylan, you're putting out shitty information, dude, and you gotta stop. Literally every video I've watched now of all of your shorts, when you're like this, rolling up your sleeves and trying to sit like this and trying to look big, and then you're telling everybody that everything they do is wrong and everything that's been done for centuries is wrong and you're right because you figured it out mathematically. Dude, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. Because you sound like a fucking moron. And you sound like a fucking pick-me simp. So stop. Because I've been watching your videos for a while now. And first off, we're gonna address the fact that number one, you are not a hard gainer. You're not. So you're not relatable to hard gainers. You're not. You were never a hard gainer. A hard gainer will never put on 50 pounds in a year naturally. That's literally the definition of not a hard gainer. Cannot put on 50 pounds naturally in less than 5 years. A hard gainer puts on maybe 8 pounds a year naturally. That's literally what a hard gainer is. Dude, you put on your 50 pounds naturally? Fine. Okay, well, I'm not gonna question that. I'm not gonna question whether you took MK677, which I think you probably did, or any type of appetite encouragement. I'm not necessarily saying that you took any androgens or anything like that, but listen. First off, a hard gainer will never gain 50 pounds in a year. That's literally what the definition of not a hard gainer is. Okay, we've addressed that. You put on 50 pounds in less than a year, naturally, so that means you're not a hard gainer. You get it? You get it? It means you're not a hard gainer. It means you're not. It means you're not a hard gainer. So now then when you come out with a video that says,
if you've been working out and lifting weights for at least 8 months and you cannot bench 225, that is just sad.
No hard gainer benches 225 after 8 months of training. No hard gainer. So can we now collect some things here? You've put on 50 pounds in a year. Naturally, okay, whatever, naturally, but fine. Your body was finally ready to grow. You became a teenager. You started eating. You started training. You had newbie gains. Everything about your genetics and your body type was ready to build muscle. That means you're a mesomorph. Literally means you're a mesomorph. That's what a mesomorph is. And if you look at your before pictures, you have a thick neck. You have a pretty good thick neck. You have muscular definition in your pec. You have a lower sweep. You actually have abs, not just skin and bones. You have abs on there. You have kind of a denser waist. Listen, buddy, you're not a hard gainer. So then when you come out and you tell all the hard gainers that they're failing because they can't bench 225, you're a fucking idiot. And you're an asshole. So now that makes you an idiot and an asshole. Because you literally came out and attacked 99% of your following. You build a following telling everybody that you're the king hard gainer, but you did what nobody could do. You gained 50 pounds in a year. And then you attack all your hard gainer following by saying, you guys suck if you can't bench 225 in 8 months. I just can't take it anymore. I can't. Like, I'm at the point where, like, I just can't. I kind of got to that point with Greg Doucette for a while, but then, like, after Greg started making videos that, like, I really started to agree with, I was like, oh, man, I feel bad. But now Dylan Mcknight is making these videos that you fucking sound like a fucking... I did 23 years bodybuilding naturally. 100% naturally, with nothing but creatine, glutamine, and protein. And for the most part of that, I rarely even took a pre-workout. I stayed away from caffeine because that's how I swore I wanted to be so natural that I barely even took any caffeine. I went from 123 pounds soaking wet at the age of 17 at 5'10" to 180 pounds in 5 years. 5 years. Because that's a real hard gainer. That's what a hard gainer is. I didn't bench 225 for 4 years. Now I could curl 90-pound dumbbells by the age of 20. So that was a 3-year increase from when I started. And I focused very, very heavily on bicep growth. And I went from curling 40-pound dumbbells to 90-pound dumbbells. Not like a supinated curl, but like a hammer curl for 8 to 10 reps. Because that's what I focused on. Because I perfected training naturally. Dieting naturally. Dieting to grow. Dieting to cut. Dieting to maintain naturally. I had the blessing to be mentored by a great, by a legend, by Joe Dodd, who was Arnold Schwarzenegger's stand-in for the Conan the Barbarian movies. Joe was good friends with many, many legends such as Larry Scott, Dave Draper, Frank Zane. I was blessed to be mentored by Joe. For the first couple of years of my tutelage, of learning bodybuilding, I learned the best. I learned the best of the best from the best, being surrounded by the best of old school bodybuilding. So Dylan Mcknight, when you come out and you say things like, chicken and rice isn't going to get you big, you're a fucking idiot. What, you want people to dirty bulk? Okay, but that doesn't mean you know anything. Chicken and rice will get you huge if you are in a caloric surplus. And that will keep you clean, dumbass. Instead of eating dirty foods. I did 6,000 calories a day. 6,000 calories a day for 4 years. And then my organs failed. And then I died. I was given 2 months left to live because my organs stopped working symbiotically. And then I lost 50 pounds. And I was on my deathbed because my organs couldn't take that much force. I was overfeeding them. So then I came back. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I've been through more shit than most people I have ever met. I've had my organs fail. I have a major TBI, a brain injury. I've been in 2 severe car accidents. I just had a spinal fusion. 2 of my discs have blown out of the vertebrae. The spinal fusion wasn't even enough to recover the damage done in my right leg. I have nerve damage from my skull down to my spine and from my spine down to my feet. I have been through more shit than anybody I know, and I keep coming back. And like I said, I did 23 years naturally, so I perfected natural bodybuilding. Not because of myself, but because of what I was blessed to learn. So, bud, I want you to stop trying so hard. Because I know you've done a good job. I know you have. I want to say this now. You've done a good job building a physique. You did go from a skinny kid to a muscular kid, and I'm proud of you for that. I am. But first off, you're not a hard gainer, bud. So you got to stop with the hard gainer bullshit. Because you're not. And you weren't. You were probably a kid that played some sports and flipped and burned some calories, and you went home and you ate cereal and mac and cheese all day long. You probably didn't like to eat real food. Now you can come back at me and say, well, you're a broken old man and fuck you and this. That's fine. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about what you or anybody else comes back at me with. But Dylan, we got to be real here. We got to call a spade if you know what that means. You have to stop identifying as a hard gainer. That's like men identifying as women and women identifying as men. You're fucking not. If you're born a man, you're a man. And if you're born a woman, you're a woman. And if you want to pretend to be something else, then well, okay. You're pretending. Just like Dylan Mcknight identifying as a hard gainer is pretending. You get it? That's what I'm saying. And then Dylan, listen, buddy, you put out a video of something about side raises, lateral raises, building your shoulders. No, bud. Lateral raises do not build width. They don't. They don't. They'll pump up your shoulders. They'll build density. Density. What builds width is wide grip shoulder presses. Wide grip shoulder presses builds width. I had skinny ass shoulders. I was the skinniest kid ever. A real hard gainer. Not a fake hard gainer. Not a wannabe hard gainer. I was a real hard gainer. 123 pounds at 5'10" at the age of 17. My coach, my mentor, Joe Dodd said, lift wide to be wide. So I always did. Until I became wide, motherfucker. Now granted, I'm not very wide right now. I'm not very big, but guess what? I was just in a major car accident. December, January, February, March, April, May, June. 7 months ago. And I lost everything again. I lost 25 pounds. And I had to come back. I had to come back. Because I've always come back. Because I know what it takes to come back. So, buddy, lateral raises are not going to make you wider. They're going to build density within your shoulders. Just like front raises, they're not going to make you thicker. They're going to build a little bit of density in the front delt, buddy. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just spewing nonsense. You're trying to disprove literally the classics by sounding cool and smart and like, oh, you figured something out that nobody ever knows. I don't know this shit. Nobody's telling you guys this, but I'm telling you, buddy, no. I can't take it anymore. I just can't take it anymore. Because the information that you're putting out there is wrong. It's wrong. Okay? And for me to agree with a Greg Doucette video, that says a lot because I really don't even like Greg Doucette. But if I'm going to agree with Greg Doucette over you, buddy, that says a lot. That says a lot. So Dylan, let's calm down a little bit. Let's bring it down a little bit. You're a kid, Dylan, and you've been training for what? 2 years? maybe not even 2 years. Buddy, I've been training for 27 years. I started bodybuilding 27 years ago. I've lost my life. I've been shot at. I've been knifed. I've been in gang fights. I've lost my organs. I've had a major brain injury. I've had a spinal fusion. I've been in 2 car accidents. And there's more. And I've had to come back every time. And after I did 23 years naturally, I decided to become enhanced. Go on TRT. Why? Because my brain injury actually affected my pituitary gland. And because through the hypothalamus signaling the pituitary gland, that is what does what, Dylan? Since you know so much. It controls your hormone function. So I had to go on TRT. I was very proud to be as strong as I was, as ripped as I was, for as long as I was. I worked very hard for that physique, but I was also a model. I was not a bodybuilder. I was a model, a fitness model, and I was a coach, a bodybuilding coach. And yes, I coach champions. Everyone that I have coached, and I can say this confidently, has gotten first place. Everyone I've coached has gotten first place. At least in their class, if not more. I'm a fucking good coach, dude. But you can call me what you want to call me. Because frankly, I think that you need to stop making videos until you actually learn shit. Applicable shit that you've been through. By experience. You gotta experience more in life, bud. You gotta stop. You gotta stop putting out bad videos and bad advice. You need to learn the real shit from studying with a real mentor like me. Fucking spend a month with me training. I'll teach you some real shit. Okay? Because the reality is, yes, my friend, you've built a decent physique, but you're not proportionate at all. You're too narrow. You haven't built your arms properly. You haven't built your shoulders properly. You haven't built your back properly to shape it. You got a good chest, but your shoulders are not working with your chest properly. So you have to change your proportions before you want to go any further, especially if you want to compete. Because most coaches really don't know shit. And I'll say that right now. They really don't. All right. So friends, that's my rant for today. I need to go to bed. But I had to get that off my chest. Dylan Mcknight, I'm sorry for being an asshole, but it had to be said. Somebody had to be an asshole to get you to stop fucking putting out bad information. Alright guys, you can find me on Instagram at Coach Hardgains with a Z. You can follow the team at Team Hardgains. You can also reach out to us at coachhardgains@gmail.com for coaching and consultations. Please forgive me because the addiction recovery portion of things from our channel, Healing Together, is extremely busy. And so I become very inundated. My assistant is extremely overwhelmed with lots of emails, but we are here for you, for coaching, consultations. Thanks for watching.